is click on the enemy. And under here, just to make my enemy more aesthetically pleasing, I have eyes, cube, and cube for like little wings. I'm going to delete all of these off, but firstly, I'm going to jump into my enemy prefab. So click on my main enemy prefab here and click this arrow into it. So boom, there we go. And can you see how it kind of isolates it? So make sure, and everyone should have their enemy prefabbed. I'll let you take down notes as well. That's time for me to eat.
1 second, I just have to sort out. I just have to unplug the HDMI and pop it back in because there's a bit in the top left corner that won't go. So I'm hoping it will disappear because it's covering part like the top left corner of the screen. There we go.
Oh,
all good.
Cool. Good. Yeah.
Yep, we're all good.
Cool. Lovely. So, and now I'm going to get rid of my eyes, my cube, and my 2 cubes. Don't need those. So I right click and delete. Oh, lovely. So everything's in here. I've got my enemy AI script. I've got my enemy nav mesh, and I should have, where's enemy health living? What have I done? It was enemy health living. That's interesting. Maybe we did put that somewhere. Why is that not in here? That's weird. Hang on, let me command do this. Let's double check that wasn't living anywhere. No. Is our enemy? Oh, okay, it might be. Let me just make sure I'm not going crazy. Nope. Enemy health. Did I never put that on to my enemy? Does everyone have enemy health on their enemy? Am I going mental?
Phoenix does.
Let's go over what Phoenix has done.
Phoenix, you take over the list.
Oh, sorry, I didn't scroll down long enough. I do. It's there. It's me being silly. Oh, God. So it's right at the bottom. Sorry, it's that nav mesh getting in the way. There we go. So
ready to take over for you.
Yeah. Well, probably take over. Do it more professionally. I know Phoenix will do that much. There we go. So I am going to delete these 3 off now. So I don't need any of these little bits. Cool. So what we need to do is we need to delete the capsule mesh. Okay. So we've got a mesh renderer here, which we're going to keep because that could affect. We'll have a look what that does to our character. But we should be able to remove that. What does that do? Cool, lovely. So we've still got everything recently. It's really difficult to see because we're in that isolated mode. But if I come out of it very quickly, you can see that we've still got all of that isolated, all the good stuff. So we've still got the nav mesh. We've still got the capsule collider itself because that's still important. And we've still got the scripts as well. Once we've done that, what we can do is that we can use all of this as just like, almost like an empty object with all of the good stuff in it. And we're going to find the zombie model within our folders. Don't need that. FBX is, I've got different types of, oh my crikey. We'll have a look what's in this zombie. Initially, it's going to be all pink. There we go. He's set to 000. We'll ground him in a second as well. See if we can ground him like this without it moving anything. Let's have a look. Lovely. So can you see I just dragged in a zombie there. I'm going to have to go through my. Oh, it's not here, is it? My render. Oh, here it is. There it is. My render pipeline converter, and I'm just going to convert these materials. So you can do this as well. Upgrade built into URP. La 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 la. Tra la la la. Can I click? Why can't I click these? There we go. I'm just going to tick all of them just in case. Taking a bit of time, isn't it?
Everyone okay with this so far? Anyone need to come over?
They're probably quicker than mine. Mine's going really slow. Oh, there we go. There we go. Convert assets.
I suppose you're doing it for the whole scene now, whereas everyone else should already be done.
I shouldn't be doing it for the whole scene because we can see the whole scene is being converted.
Yeah, but everyone else's scene should already have been converted from.
Yeah, because we have gone over this a couple of times.
Yeah.
Now it's gone blue. It should be okay. Hey, there we go. Lovely. So I'm not sure if it's make sure he's actually standing on the floor. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Cool. I'm just going to have a quick look at this fella. He does have, okay, he's got an avatar. He's got no animator at the moment. That's good. And then he's got body and hips and all that kind of stuff. Cool. That's good. Is everyone okay with that? Because obviously my guy's it's fitting quite nicely around the capsules and stuff. You might have to just rejig a couple of bits.
If you don't have the zombie, can we edit the capsule size?
Yes. Yeah, you can edit any of it. Just don't remove anything. Just don't, the capsule mesh filter, we removed that. So the actual shape of the capsule, but we haven't got rid of the mesh renderer, which would be the actual mesh, so the skin of the zombie.
You turn around and look at me like you're
like looking around, what's going on? Did you say?
You still have a pink zombie sorted out.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted pink.
What's happening?
Sam's trying to argue the fact he wants a bright pink zombie.
Yeah.
No.
It's the font.
Don't do that.
Nothing fits your.
Look, if it's the font, man, like, I think that works.
It won't work, Sam. So I'm going to have a look at my the bits and pieces really quickly, just to make sure. Have a look at this. What I can do is I might just put this tab up here very quickly so I can actually look in detail at my. So yeah, I'm going to bring that radius in a bit just around his body. And then the height, I'll bring that down. He might sync actually with that, so I might just keep that up, that high there. What was it, 0.5? I can't remember what it was. Command Z, 2. Yeah, I'll keep that like that for now. That's okay. Nav mesh. I'm going to keep that the same. It doesn't look bad. As the nav mesh got a radius, it does a 0.5 as well. I'll bring that in as well, actually. So any kind of colliders I've just kind of narrowed in. If we're all using the same zombie, we can use like the same settings, so it's absolutely fine. Just make sure you note this down. Okay, so we should have folders. We've got loads of folders already within our zombie of animations and everything like that, which is really, really handy. But we do need to create an animator controller. So in the zombie folder, I am going to create a animator controller. So we have done this before, but I'll show you again. So we go right click, create, and animator controller. And I'm putting that within the zombie folder, so I know it's associated with him or them. Just give you a minute to do the same so you can write it down. I'm going to call this animator controller just enemy, because that's what he is. And then once we've got this animator controller, what I'm going to do is go to my enemy, go to zombie 1, and as you can see here, it asks, it's saying none for a controller. At the moment, I'm just going to drag enemy into there. So I've just dragged my enemy controller that I've just created into my animator.
Or is that just putting the controller in the animator? Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then what we're going to do is we are going to open our animator. So we go to window, we're going to go to animation, and we're going to go to animator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tab this down like that so we can see our zombie as well as seeing our animator at the same time. Obviously, if you've got different layouts, that's fine, whatever works for you. Then what we're going to do, we're going to drag in those 4 animations that we said. So idle, walk or run, whatever you see fit, attack and death. Drag them all into the animator. So these are already saved animations in the zombie folder. So if you click on animations, we have all of these animations here. So there's attack. So I'll drag that in. There we go. Where's my idle? What's that one? In place walk. Yes, we're going to add an in place run as well. So there we go. In place run. I'm going to drag that in because it is our nav mesh that is controlling the movement of our enemy, not the animation. So, and what's this one? Falling back. That's death, isn't it? And then we just need an idle, whatever that is. There we go. Cool, lovely. So once I've got all 4 of these animations in, I'm going to make sure that my z_idle, I'm going to set that to the default layer. So set as layer default state. Boom. There we go. So if I press play on my game very quickly, you don't have to do this. It's just an example. I was going to go into maximize. Just realised that. Scene play.
Make sure you save.
Make sure you save as well. Thank you, Ryan. If I go into my scene, you can see that now the default animation is already set. There we go. For my zombie. And it's looping as well. So you should have this. You can test it out, actually. Sorry, Jurassic Park going on in the corner. They are really good noises. For that free asset, that is.
We can't
really
hear
good.
it, so
you can't hear it.
Nah.
It's really good dinosaur sounds.
I'll load it up on here and I'll play it after.
So, but yeah, there we go. We have our animation state already set, which is really good. That looks really, really nice. He didn't sink into the ground or anything like that either when we press play. So if your zombie has sunk into the ground at all, fix that now, okay? That's where you can make these edits and make these changes. But again, thinking about pipelines, I know people like Alex are thinking about doing like bigger games of other people. This is the process that you do. Get all the enemy functionality in first, get everything working with just that capsule, then put in the animations and everything afterwards, okay? Because it's just, otherwise it's almost like too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many things going on at the same time of like, oh, but what if it's the model doing that? Because models can do weird things. So if you get all your functionality working with the capsule, you know there's nothing wrong with the functionality. Then, so it's always good to then put the model in afterwards, okay? Again, this is why we white box, grey box, block out to make sure everything is working. So we get all the colliders in place, everything nice and pristine, and then we can put in all the pretty bits like this. Because adding animations to the attack now is one line of code, so it's not all of this functionality. Cool, lovely. So we've dragged in our idle and our walk and our run for this example. Let's have a look at this run, actually. This might look terrible, so I'm just going to make this as a default layer. So let's look how this goes. It will be running in place, so that's fine. So that looks a bit tack, but it works for me. So cool. Lovely. So what we're going to do now is create some transitions like we did before for our 2D animation. So we need to create transitions from idle to walk. So let's get or idle to run. So let's move these out of the way. We can zoom out a little bit. And I can hold options just to drag that over. So let's see if we can do like a nice in place. Oh, let's run in place. I might just have that there. Might have falling back there. Cool. So initially, I'm going to create create some transitions from my walk to my run in place. So let's go dunk and then go make transition, and then we're going to go from our walk or our run, and we're going to go to our attack. So go to make transition and go to attack, just like that. So what I was just saying about those transitions, why have I done this first? Why have I just not gone, oh, idle to walk and then back? Why am I doing this? Why am I kind of almost like running before I'm walking? And it goes back to the way we wrote the script for the enemy. Sam might remember, or Alex might remember, or any of you might remember for that matter. Anybody? Ryan, do you know?
What was it?
So why have I done this transition to here? What is significant about idle to run to attack?
Oh, Jack.
Script to the great option. Since also
I want to say yes, but I didn't catch half
Sorry,
of
what
that.
did Jack say? I can't hear Jack. Sorry. What did Jack say, Ryan?
Everything.
as soon as you have a trigger, it's the first interaction that you can trigger from. So he's got to learn another one.
So when you shoot your enemy, the first interaction they'll have is run, and so to run to you, and then they have to attack.
Yeah, but what? So if I look at my code really quickly, we've already set this up. I'm testing what we've set up already. Again, that iterative process. So if we go through, remember this. See, I've written it out. So we engage. So so initially we're idle, then we're engaged, then we go to chase, which we've then got our run, and then we attack, which is then our attack animation, and then we can do our damages and things like that. So I'm just going through that process because we've already planned it out within our code. Okay, so hopefully you can start thinking like, oh, I can kind of see what he's doing here by going dunk with the scripts like that and the way that it's written, and then dunk with the animations. I'm just repeating that kind of process, but now with animations and repeating that process. But again, it's all down to we'll get into more for level 5 and level 6. We'll get into more detailed games design documents where I will ask, well, how are you going to make these animations work? And for example, you can say, oh, well, I'm going to write functionality for engage, chase, and attack, for example, and then you can follow that process through. So again, it's just a really kind of simple pipeline of how to kind of do things and how to kind of, number one, write code, put animations together and make it all blend and all work. Because I've downloaded this from anywhere. If we didn't have this enemy, we'd be in real trouble. It's really good that the way that we write this, we can find any asset that has those kind of animations. So it's instead of kind of assuming, oh, it's going to have this kind of animation, if you know that it's got the basics of idle, walk, and death, or fall back in this instance, you can create any game essentially. So this is why these videos, not these videos, but these kind of workshops that we're doing are absolute fundamentals. As I said, you can do this for third person, first person, any kind of enemy interaction or hit points. This can go into any type of game. So, and thus proving that we can go onto Unity asset store and download any asset pretty much, and it can already work with the functionality with our programming, because it's that kind of forward thinking and that kind of planning ahead. But again, it's those things that need to be taught, where people are like, oh, I could just learn game design through YouTube tutorials. But no, there's ways and pipelines that we do it. And this is one of those ways. Cool. I'm going to stop cracking on, and we're going to actually do something. So we have created our transition to our idle to run, and then our run to our attack. And then what we're going to do is transitions back from there, okay? Because because that script that we have is looping round. So we're going to make a transition from our attack back to running, and then back to our idle. Okay, so now we've got this, we need some like almost like trigger parameters. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this actually look a little even more simpler. I can look like that, and then that can go there for now, and then we'll bring that in a minute. This is a lot more simple to do. Also keep saving your game. Okay, so we're going to go to parameters, and we're going to do a parameter for what we're going to do, a parameter that is trigger. And we can call that, let's think, is walking. We'll keep the same kind of wording that we used for 2D. Cool. Then now we've got is walking, we're going to go from our idle to our run in place, and we're going to click on that transition. And we might be able to see a little demo if I can drag up the preview window. Nope, it doesn't want to drag up today. Or it's just going to don't freeze. Let's drag in. And then we might be able to see, if we press play, we might be able to see a pro preview. So this is where we can then edit our settings. You can see here that it's a bit janky. So we can go down to our settings, and our transition duration is 0.25. So if we make this number go bigger, we can see this duration extend over here. So, and then we can even drag it over a little bit this way, a little bit. And it's, so we can get maybe a better, let's just go default, that's so weird. And then if we press play now, see what that, so can we see how that blends in way better? The arms come up slowly, and then he begins to run, and then he's with the legs as well. But you can change that to how you want. Before, with 2D animations, we had them snap. We turned all of these settings off. So this is the first time we're kind of using these settings, which is really, really nice and cool. So please make sure you screenshot and you write about this part as well, because this is a new part that you have not seen before. Once we've done that, and once you've sorted out your transition durations, oh, drop my lid and chop garner. What we can do is, under our conditions here, we are just going to add that walking condition, and that will jump in straight away, as that's the only condition we have currently. I'll just let you write that down, because it's a really cool bit that you can do that as well with the transitions.
Is anyone stuck and wants Kyle just to quickly go over anything?
Well,
Is there anything though you want him to? Are you up to speed?
yeah, if you're stuck, say to Ryan, because I can't hear you guys.
Kyle, can you just go into from the beginning, just how to get to the animations for the zombie? So from your zombie.
Sorry, in the folder.
So No, it's just Carl John's in the animator, and we just need to like link together the animations.
Okay, are the animations, sorry, choking. Are the animations in the animator?
Have you put the Carl John, you only need what, 4 animations?
Yeah. Idle, running in place, falling back, and attack.
Why not?
Yes, you can have a walk. It's just because when they're idle, ours is just standing still and then we'll run at you. If you don't want it to run, you could add a walk and then run if you really want.
I think the speed of the zombie that we've got default through the nav mesh, because it's the speed is being controlled by the nav mesh. So if he then chases us, the zombie,
we're just
going
animating
to
the zombie, yeah. It's already got animations on. We're just linking them all together.
go into enemy. This is for people if you want to do changes. Can you? There's a speed of 3 on the nav mesh agent. That is the controlling the actual movement, the motion of the zombie, not the animations itself. So it's a speed of 3, and if you want to slow that down,
how Kyle's
can
got
change
his
that.
arrows on there, and you've got all yours linking to each other. Whereas you need to make sure the idle links to the run in place and then back, and then run in place links to attack and then back. You don't need them all linking to each other.
Again, this is recorded, so might just have to watch it back.
Kyle, just quickly go over the transitions again, if that's all right.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we've created a transition from idle to walk or to run in place to attack, and then they go back. So we've got that loop that I was talking about. Because our code loops, if we look at our code, it loops. So we go from engage to chase, and then we have null, then we return. If we can't attack, what do we do? Oh, we return. So when we return within a script, you go right back to the top. So what do? We go back to engage, chase, attack. If we have taken damage, we also provoked as well, and that will also work. So I hope this works. I'm bigging up this zombie now. If it doesn't, be happy to know that I have eaten all of my lunch. Apart from my Tropicana, but
I think we may be at a place where people can continue.
are they ready?
I believe so. Everyone's kind of sitting around, so I believe that means they're done.
Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another parameter because we are going to trigger. So once we're in idle, so this is when I'm being the zombie in idle, I'm then going to be triggered, and then I'm going to go and run. Okay, so when they walk into that sphere, that will be that trigger. Okay, so we need something for when our enemy is at close enough to our player to attack, but then that won't work as a trigger because a trigger is almost like a statement saying yes straight away. So we need to put a ball in there, whether it's true or false, whether we can attack on them. So what we're going to do, go to parameters, go to ball, and then we can type is attacking. Is it still raining in Bedford?
There's rain. Whether it is currently raining.
What, like 1 second ago? It's literally
How much do you reckon can change in that second, weather-wise? Yeah.
Lots.
absolutely everything. we could be like blowing up.
Yeah, I mean, we almost were earlier.
To be fair.
I knew I should have drove in today.
You're never going to drive it.
It's only because it's the last day. I was like, I just want to get back.
Right, so where are we?
Get me a staff parking and I'll drive in.
You can go get one yourself.
Yeah, but I'm also lazy.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
So what we need to do is create a new, I was just thinking, just in case, what we need to do is that we'll create a new trigger as well, just for idle. So I'm just going to go to trigger. We might not even need this, but I'm going to write it in anyway. So a new trigger parameter and call it idle. Once we've done that, from our running in place animation to our attack transition. So again, we can have a look how that looks here. It might look dodgy. Let's press play. So running to attack. Again, it's still a little bit rigid, isn't it? His feet kind of slide back here in this like that. So we can, I'm going to edit the animation from here. Drag that out a bit. See how that looks. Just make sure it's smoother, really. It looks okay. For what we're doing as a prototype, it works for me. But again, you can play with this. You can also play with the exit time as well. If you drag that, you can see what that's doing here as well. Let's see if that changes anything. Yeah, it's not as much of a jut. Looks a little bit smoother. We'll have a look at exit times in a minute. I've just totally forgot about that. So what we're going to do is save because my Unity is jumping. We're going to go back to our conditions, and this time we're going to click the plus, and this time we are going to go to is attacking, and it's going to be true. So from our run to our attack, we're going to add the parameter of is attacking, and we are going to state that it's true because that's what's happening. So annoying that I can't be there today. I like this session. This session is one of the best ones with all the animations and stuff.
Shouldn't catch like mad cow disease or whatever happened.
It just happens when you have kids, man. You've probably had it and not even known about it.
Probably.
Because it's like spots, it can be like an outbreak.
Disease or kids?
Both. The man you babysit, mate.
That's well. It shouldn't be mine. It's my nephew. Huh?
I don't think I trust you, baby.
What do you mean? I can cook on like some.
Yeah, but I feel like you should leave the show. Like, you just leave it.
I'm in charge of all of you lot. Is that not enough?
Yeah.
Yes, they are the worst class ever. I don't know how you restrain them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to use the idle parameter as well. So on our transition from run to idle, so going back, we can use the condition of idle just in case. So we're going to go dunk right there. So from our run back to our idle, we can Again, I might just make this, can look at this transition very quickly. That transition a little bit longer. A little bit longer that way. See how that looks. Oh, what have I done? There we go. Nice. So there's a slower transition there to the idle, back to the idle state, which is really, really nice. Cool. Once I've done that, we can go to our conditions, click the plus, and we're just going to choose idle because we're going to trigger back to it. And again, I'm just going to save my game. So you can save your game as well, but mine, I can feel mine lagging. What's going on?
Is anyone stuck with transitions and bits?
I can rename these. So if I can go up here, I'll go to Z idle. I'll just change that to idle. Here, I can change this to run. This I'll change to attack. And oh, make sure I can spell attack. And this one, I'll call death. There we go. Easy. Okay. So what we're going to do is on a last transition, so from our attack to our walk or our run, whatever you got, we're going to make the attack parameter, so the is attacking. Again, let's have a look at this animation. Is going to be dodgy as well, isn't it? So from attacking back to running. Oh, it's like Scooby-Doo. Look at that. So I'm going to change this. Change that. So there's a longer transition. So from attacking. Oh, that's a bit. Pull that out a little bit. Let's have a look. Rotate, attacking. Yeah, that's okay. Still looks a bit Scooby-Doo. And then we can go to conditions, and I'm going to change that to is attacking, and it's going to be false. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, on all of these transitions, I'm going to uncheck has exit time. Just thinking about it. Because we don't have to, the only time you'd really have to have an animation that is that's not going to be interrupted, almost like if you realistically think is a jump, because you're halfway through that, you can't just suddenly go, you can't be mid-air jump and then just go idle. That'd be really weird. So any of these, so you can go from standing to running really quickly, you can go from running to attacking really quickly. So turning off has exit time will probably be the best thing to do. I hope everyone's all right with that. How long have we got left? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. That's fine.
Yeah, got like 40 odd minutes till break.
Cool. Right. So what we need to do is we need to go into our enemy AI script. Then we need to put some of this functionality in that we've done now. So what I'm going to do first is save, and then I'm going to jump into my enemy AI script. Ta-da! It's like I planned it, like so I know what I'm doing. And we're going to add a new variable. Look at that. No more Tropicana. So sad.
Is that your health for the day?
One of my 5 a day.
Where's McDonald's counting that?
To be fair. Oh, it is one of my 5 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The McDonald's you had though.
That's one of my 5 a days.
What, meals?
What, McDonald's? No, I'd die. So what we're going to do is we can call this private because we'll call it up within, it's already in within our game object. So we can say private animator. And see that. Can you see this is why we need visual code, because it adds it. You start typing it and it adds it straight away. Look, animator, boom, done. Lovely. And we can call this enemy anim for enemy animation or enemy, yeah, enemy animation. So private animator, enemy anim. And then we'll go to start. And then we'll say enemy anim is equal to get components. There we go. And that is obviously our animator component, parentheses, semicolon. So we've called up that game object. Now within our, what's the first one? Engage, oh no, that's update. Engage. Don't worry about that for now. In chase. Set something to there. So in chase, we need to set that our enemy anim dot set ball. Not null. What am I doing? Set ball is, so what do we call it? We called it is attacking, didn't we? So is attacking. So that's parameter is going to be false. So we need to say when things are false and when they're true, when they're true and when they're false. Why doesn't it like set ball? And the value is given into the Boolean parameter. I have given it a, oh no, yeah, you're right. It's right. Idiot. Sorry. There we go. And also in visual code, the errors come up straight away if you type them. So I can edit that straight away.
Imagine the day we get it installed here.
When everyone's left. No, next year I have bugged them about it. Because we won't have loads of console errors, because it's the majority of things is typing errors. Not people writing bad code, is people just typing quickly and getting things wrong. So which happens. So and then we can say set trigger, and let's say he's walking. So as I said, just to put in any animation is one line of code, and it's that parameter. It's really nice to put animations in. It's the functionality that's the difficult part.
You know these animations we're putting in?
Yeah.
You know they were off a zombie prefab we downloaded?
Yeah.
Were the animations done in Unity, or were they done? Is there any way to find, like, kind of figure out where they were done?
If they're saved as SBX files, so what you can do is we go. Let me just save this quickly. Come on. Don't try and make games on an 8-year-old Mac, folks. that you bought for 200 quid. Oh my days. Cool. For some reason, those two line of codes just broke Unity. So these animations are, I believe, FBX files, and you can't save or create FBX files animations and export out in Unity. So I believe they've been created elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of see here, kind of, I don't know where they've been created. Or you'd have to go back into the Unity asset store to see if
No,
they've actually.
I didn't know if they were just made in Unity or just elsewhere, because there's multiple things you could have animated in, but
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I think they've been made elsewhere. They've definitely been made elsewhere. It would take forever. It would take forever.
to what, animate them in Unity?
Yeah.
Ew.
Absolutely forever. If we click on, I can have a look. If I click on enemy and I go down to window, if this computer wants to work, come on. It's happening. Let's save very quickly. Window, window. This thing's dying now. This is not good. Why has 2 lines of code killed this computer? And then we go to animation and animation. And if I click on enemy or zombie, and where's my animation? Oh, right, let's just put this in here really quickly. Can you see the keyframes?
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
That's for attack. Yeah,
Oh.
they were not made in here.
So it's like Minesweeper.
I know, yeah, yeah. Cool. Let's go back to this. This is so slow now. You might have to test this because it's so bad. All I want to make sure is that these animation states are changing. I know we haven't added the other bits in yet, but we need to make sure we can just make sure that we have the states that we have added in. So everything but attack should work from my thinking. Oh, what is happening? So slow.
Right, whilst you fight your computer, I'm just going to go toilet.
Okay. So what I need to do is test the scene and make sure that we've got some kind of animation. So we should have, we've only added the chase target. We should have our enemy walking towards us within that sphere. Let's have a look. Oh man, it's like playing Doom on Windows 95. No, stop walking. Good. We'll get there eventually. Oh, this thing is so broken. Is it working for anybody? Don't really know. Right, let me see if I can. Just gonna walk up to this fella and see if we can get. Yeah, man. Oh, somebody got some kind of error. Ah, so he didn't transition through. Interesting. Okay. Did that happen with anybody else? Right, let's just make sure we've got these transitions in the right place. So I don't know if my computer's just been so slow.
What have we done? Whilst I was in the toilet.
I tried to change the animation. I'm just having a look now. I think I got an error. But my computer is so slow that it's right. Missing exception. There is no animator attached to the enemy. Oh. Yeah, that's right. So because the enemies. Right. Okay. Let's. Okay, cool. So that didn't work because it's trying to find the oh my god. So it's trying to find the animator within the enemy, and it's not, it's within the zombie. So we can change this. If we go to our script. Sorry, it's so slow. And we go up to, I don't know if this is in real time. So can you see what my screen's on now?
You are on void start, void update. Your mouse is over get component and
Lovely, thank you. So what we're going to do is when we do get component, it's looking for the component within the game object that it's in. So what we need to do is that we need to say get component in, hopefully, in children. I think that's still a thing. Oh no, everyone laughs at that.
just don't take it literally.
Don't take it to no. So yeah, right. So it will then, because the zombie is a child, is parented to the enemy, it will look for it in there and find it. So get component.
Can we put the zombie, because it's called zombie one, can we just put that there instead and say get component from that? If we want it. Or does it have to be get component in children?
Get component in children. Because if you're the animator still needs to be animating the model itself. So it still needs to own that component. So is it easier to add those two words than move a load of other stuff?
Oh, okay.
Let me see if this could. I think it's get component in children. It's not giving me a red line or anything.
Raven's nodding at me with the zombie chasing him. So.
Whee! Jealous of all your fast PCs.
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't get any less weird. anyone stuck at all? Anyone in? There's it's just okay.
So I've got this one now. That wasn't there earlier. Then this one was the one.
Something else there. What were they in the same year?
But yeah. There is both of those. So it's the no. Guessing it's
Oh,
Yeah.
if your computer allows you without blowing up,
Uh-huh.
could you get the enemy AI script up for the get component in children bit? Was it all one word?
Yeah. Capital I, capital C.
Oh, I never put dot. It's just,
Oh, so one word.
all one. Why that all one?
Wait. In your voice style, there's two things there.
That's what I was.
You haven't got the enemy animation bit.
That's what I'm exiting. Either sound. Yes.
How are we doing?
You've got the, the set ball and set trigger bit.
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, I know what
You slideshow your way down to that.
Oh, mate, it's absolute nightmare. Look at that. Big old rainbow thing of death. I think this computer's just trying to do too many things.
Close some your app stuff.
So it was in chase target, and the set ball was attacking false, and the set trigger was to walk. Or
Yeah,
he's walking, sorry. But
yeah, no, Jack's just got two errors pop up on those two lines.
give me two. When it's working.
Is set
Oh.
ball and set trigger?
Here we go. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. There we go. Chase. There we go.
Ah, yes, capital S. Yeah, no, it's just the there was just two lowercase s's on set ball and set trigger.
Oh, okay, yeah. They're not our variables. So if it's something within Unity, it will have capital letters on it. Wow, this video is over an hour. I would hate if you watch through this again. Cool. So I'm guessing that's working for everybody now.
Yeah. Kind of.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you know the broadcast message?
The what?
You know the broadcast message on that station? Phoenix is a shouting alert.
Capital B, capital M?
Yeah. But when we're in Unity, it says broadcast message on damage taken has no receiver.
Hang on a minute. The receiver should be so unprovoked is true. Need to look at the enemy health. Receiver.
Obviously, capital.
Is on damage taken spelt correctly?
Now it is.
That's mental. I'm 30 miles away and I've figured out a line of code.
We have fixed it. I believe everyone is good to go.
Cool, wicked. I clicked onto Unity about 6 days ago, and we're there, but I don't know how much there we are. So let's have a little look. So what we're going to have to do is on the private void attack target method. See if I can get back to there. It's going to be a big ask. Oh, there we are. We need to add in our attack. So our attack is now, that's where we're going to write in enemy anim dot set ball is attacking dash comma true. So like exactly like you did it with false, but with true. Okay. So, and I would put it under there. See if I can write this in really quickly. Enemy anim dot set ball is attacking is now true. There is no way on God's green earth that I'm going to be able to test this.
Oh, we can test it and then tell you all the things that are shouting us. We are being attacked, so that's always good. I said
Is the attack animation working?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. There we go. Done it. 3 lines of code.
What about the death bit?
Oh yeah. Do we have an enemy death yet? What's going on here?
We have a enemy fall to the floor, but it has no transitions or anything else.
Oh yeah. So can you see on my take damage and if hit points is less than 0?
Yep.
We will put in a would it be a trigger or would it be a, let me think. What would work best? Could trigger. Firstly, we need to make sure that, so these other things going on, I've foreseen what will happen. A, we will get it to trigger and we'll get it to animate fine. The enemy will fall down dead. What will happen is that the enemy won't stop chasing and the enemy will still loop round. The engage, the chase, and the attack won't turn off. So we need to, because the destroy will come in immediately unless we put a delay on it. So it's what we need to do with that. How long have we got? 15 minutes. See if I can figure that out. Number one, it's going to come from any state. Okay, so whether the So I can't jump back onto Unity, it'll freeze. But what you need to do is put the falling back animation right by the any state, because at any state, whether it be idle, attacking, or running, our enemy can be deathed, can be killed. Okay. So if you do that, that would be cool.
If not, would it be worth I can send them on a break now and let your computer recover, and then when
I can see what I can.
After Easter or something, then we can carry on.
Yeah, go for a break. If everyone's animations are working, we'll stop the recording and we'll start again, because it was fine when we first started. I think simply because this recording is like over an hour long. And it's probably
I've got my observation soon anyway.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. All right, no worries.
But,
so hang on, do you want me to come back? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to come back, or?
If everyone's got animations to the point where all they need to do is just add it dying when you kill it. So
it probably won't take long.
No, well,
I just need to figure out how to kill everything else off without the enemy deleting itself really quickly.
Yeah, well, I can send them for a break, and then when you can spend the time figuring it out on your computer that hopefully won't explode when you're not recording it.
That's true.
And then just fire me a message and quickly just go for it.
Okay, cool. I'll see you about 15 probably then, if you're gonna have a break.
Yep.
Cool. Right. Can you stop the recording so I can never remember how to do it?
Yeah.
Cool. Lovely. Thank you. Well done, folks. I know it's not under weird circumstances, but you're doing a great job.